So lawyer Andy Akyea abusuya endra de eba be breaki latest update at the Exim bank fraud case chairman Wontumi after say ye sentencing no into 20 years imprisonment no abusuya sa na Exim bank fraud case no abusuya say chairman Wontumi asumdwe okura onya den oni bi enke so okoda prison na otena ase edwene no ho bet osan so edi eye court akone aba na Sir Exim Bank case course no endra ye break here ma say the former legal counsel lawyer Andy Akyea ne Samana boy case no abusuya otwe no ho efri ho e the case ni ma the tactical attaching Sir Exim Bank case no endra da osan so etwe no ho free ma san so the case no e the ama lawyer attaching right now for the first time Akyea ababonten ababe break it silence efa eye chairman Wontumi ne Exim bank case na obabe handle na right now no eye chairman Wontumi ne cases akanyina aka almost be 3 cases eye say no so no yedi asem no right now ne lawyers ni nyina apa baby de omo ho asi enti no NPP legal team and I see ano eba be lady chairman Wontumi the court cases na abusuya enye asem keto akra into no right now no NPP for e de omo ho agim agi case no e de asi omo na so asisi a chairman Wontumi ne case no akoye bibibi e wo into no eye lawyer attaching the tactical man no e na lead NPP legal team no na eche say omo e de natural Jericho afesu na enye easy kra into no the tactical attaching e de ho nsem aba betuja na ne nsem o de to jano abusuya esema suma ankasa say esema ankasa mokokoti ye ba ye de aka beto aso unsubscribe ya subscribe na hit on the notification bell no so tell be any update be drop no onso onsa ebetumi akabia ha gossip politics TV so madam wase
there is one medium prison after that 20-year jail term was slapped on him. But private legal practitioner Samuel Atta has taken over as lead counsel for that's MPP's Ashanti Regional Chair, Benadentwe Boisiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, who is currently serving the 20-year jail term. But in the case of the alleged 30 million Ghana cedis Exim Bank loan fraud, Atta has taken over that one as well. Chairman Wontumi is facing multiple charges, including defrauding by false pretenses, forgery, money laundering. He has also taken over the Tano Nimiri case. That's the Tano Nimiri Forest Reserve case as well. So now it's not just this Samurai Boy case. You recall that Andy Akyea pulled out at the dying embers of that particular case. Samuel Atta was appointed by Chairman Wontumi to take over from there. But Andy Akyea was still Wontumi's lawyer in the Tano Nimiri case and then this Exim Bank case as well. But as we're learning today, they went to court and the Akyea did not show up. But Samuel Atta was there and he was asked question, why are you here? We thought it was Andy Akyea who was supposed to appear for Chairman Wontumi, and this is what he said. Take a look.
You are not kind to say that. I'm a lucky man. You put more work on my shoulders. But essentially, the judge agreed. And Honorable Deputy Attorney General Service House agreed as we attempt a plea bargain and then come back to the court and announce it. So we'll take up that initiative and see whether we can broker a deal and that matter will come to an end. So that is what happened. But relating to the Addo case, Cromwell, who was the last witness and investigator for Attorney General, is still in the box. And, today he made several concessions. I didn't understand the national security space. And I begin to wonder, I don't have to say so many times, how can we investigate the national security when their matters are clandestine, when they do undercover operations, when they have even operatives functioning in banks? How can you come to terms with a space that you don't understand? And why should we use your ignorance to send somebody to jail? So this is where we are. Tomorrow is a good day for the judiciary, so it won't come. But Wednesday we'll continue with it and see how it pans out. But it's very, very unfortunate. He made several admissions. I didn't understand the national security arrangement.
Counsel, let me draw you back a little on, still on Wontumi. the party says it's taking over all of Wontumi's cases. Does that translate to the Tano Nimiri case as well? Will you be taking over as counsel for Wontumi in that matter as well?
Yes, indeed. And all the cases associated with Wontumi have taken over, and then we'll see how we prosecute them.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, so that Samuel Atta there is confirmed, yes, indeed, he's taking over all the cases of Chairman Wontumi. The Honorable Nana J. Bafwewa, who is also a private legal practitioner, a member of the NPP legal team, he was in court as well, and he reaffirmed that indeed is the party that has given a directive to the legal team of the party to take over all Chairman Wontumi's cases. Take a look.
For the case of the Republic versus in respect of the matter involving Wontumi farm. The party has since directed the cases involving Chairman Wontumi be taken over by the party's legal team. And so, in respect of this matter, Mr. Samuel Atta is leading it. And then I'm assisting him together with other lawyers of the party.
That party directive to the legal team of the NPP to take over all cases involving Chairman Wontumi, the Ghana Exim Bank case, and then the Tano and the Mary Forest one as well. How does this strike you?
First off, I wonder the kind of authority the party, as an institution, as a body, has to make that kind of call. No political party of any kind, not even a family, whether the immediate or extended family, has that kind of authority to determine who represents who as a lawyer in any matter. Unless the circumstances are such that the one being represented is incapacitated. It is only under such a circumstance, or he has given an authority to someone else to determine who represents him in any given matter. Outside of this, no political party, no individual, no family, no parent, no executive authority, nothing can determine in whose private capacity another person, being a lawyer, can represent, because it is a contract personal to the two persons involved, the lawyer and the client. And no one else has that kind of authority without an express authority from the person that authorizes such conduct. Saying this does not make me oblivious of the fact that considering that the party would want to rope itself into this issue of Chairman Wontumi, I'm tempted to think that perhaps some discussions have gone backdoor between Chairman Wontumi and the political party, and perhaps he has given them authority to undertake this exercise. But that, for me, would be another completely, if you like, a wrong position, considering that Chairman Wontumi expressly appointed Andy Akyea, and so I would expect that if he wants to change him, right thing to do is to call him or find a means of reaching out to Andy Akyea and tell him in express terms that this is the decision I have made with the political party. And so going forward, your services are no longer needed. Now, if you do not do this decent thing, I wonder how a political party from nowhere can simply spring up and insist that a lawyer steps aside for other lawyers to take over. That cannot happen under any circumstances. In fact, this would only bring chaos if Andy Akyea decides to go to court to represent Chairman Wontumi, because apart from Chairman Wontumi, no one else can dismiss his services.
Okay, but listening to Richard here, but he made a point that this decision is based on strategy, that strategically the party, although legally they are not a party to this case, politically they are a party, they have an interest in this case, so strategically they want to ensure that things go in a certain way that would inure to the interest of the party. And so they have spoken to Chairman. That's what he says. That he's spoken to Chairman Wontumi, and he is in agreement with this. But as to whether that call has been made between Chairman Wontumi and his lawyer, as you have just indicated, is one that we cannot confirm. We're trying to get through to Akyea Kubi. He's not picking up as we speak at the moment. But then again, you're right in referencing what happens between the client and his lawyer. Because just 2 days ago, on this same station, on Key Point on TV3, and Akyea Kubi reiterated the point he made that exactly a week ago, Chairman Wontumi called him before he was even sentenced to that 20-year jail term. He called him in the morning that, look, if I am jailed, start an appeal process for me. That was just 2 days ago. So it's instructive to also bring that matter into context if we look at the bigger picture as we speak, is it not?
That reinforces this position that unless himself revokes that authority, no one else can take over. And the law does not recognize anyone else within the court of law, within the confines of the registry of the court. It is Chairman Wontumi who is a known lawyer, and any letter purporting to be coming from the political party would be disregarded, and indeed coming from anyone else would be disregarded. Any document purporting to be coming from anyone else apart from Chairman Wontumi would be disregarded because he's the only known lawyer in the matter. And so if they would want to do this, I expect that they're luckily for all of us in this space. The NPP has a lot of good lawyers and senior lawyers for that matter. I think it is easier for them to advise a political party involved and as to the appropriate steps to be taken. And I think that it is not just the right thing to do to engage and the Akyea Kubi. It is also out of respect to engage him, let him understand that yes, indeed, he has done what he could have done. I mean, what he could do, and that this is where maybe the road stops with him. Let's not forget that he's also a member of the political party in question. He may not be a member of the legal team, but he's a good lawyer. He has been a member of parliament. He understands the areas of the laws involved and all the angles to this whole issue. In fact, if you would ask me, he will be a better fit for the appeal because he knows the ins and outs of what happened in this matter. And so he could easily appeal if he wants to appeal. He would have a better grasp of it than anyone else. That is not to say that if any person brings a fresh mind to this, it will be wrong. But you do not throw him off as though he was such a useless lawyer in the whole exercise. He might have said things that does not maybe accord with the political party, their position or their interest, but it does not in any way mean that the political party has any authority over him in respect of the case involving Chairman Wontumi.
Justice Abdullah, hold on a bit for me. Richard Ahiagba, you heard the Justice Abdullah that the position about whether or not the party can do this, but you explained earlier the interest and the reason why you did this. But listening to him, it's clear he's raising some questions about this part the party took.
Alfred,
yes.
You can hear me.
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so I mean, my good brother Justice Abdullah's concerns really, they're just concerns that he's raising, but it doesn't, for me, arise as a serious matter for consideration. Because, and the Akyea Kubi is a good lawyer, and we need to be very clear that this is not in any way about him at all, but it's about the magnitude of the issue at stake. And if you see that the outcome of that judgment that came, and we believe strongly after that stage of justice. And so what the party had done is to put together a team of lawyers led by Wontumi's own lawyer in Akyea. And so it is not as though that the party has assumed control in the case. But it is provided barristers and additional lawyers to support the defense of Wontumi in these matters. And so it is not a reflection or an indictment of our good brother about the Akyea at all.
But you will not fault those. You will not fault those who would do that linkage, is it not? Because this is coming just after Wontumi was jailed, and then the criticism against Akyea by some elements within the NPP that he did not provide good defense for Wontumi. And then even in this Exim Bank case, when he resorted to the plea bargain, it was as though the party had already lost the case. And so putting all of this together, you can understand why those who take the position that this is the party's verdict on the Akyea competence in handling these matters relating to Wontumi.
Oh, no. But there's always the option for a client to change a lawyer, for a lawyer to not want to continue to represent a client. And this perhaps is manifest in this case when Andy himself earlier, stepped down as a lawyer for this particular case that we're talking about that has resulted in a judgment of Wontumi. So really, what's the point here? Andy himself had ceased to be a lawyer in this case for which Wontumi is being sentenced. So there cannot be any basis to say that or anything. He himself ceased to be a lawyer. And so once he ceased to be a lawyer, a client has a right, doesn't he, to get a lawyer. And that same lawyer has been, been advised to by the clients to carry on with his defense in this Exim Bank case. And I was saying to you that as far as the party is concerned, what we are trying to do is to provide support for the counsel selected by him to be in Akyea to represent him in concluding the case with the Summer Boy litigation. And then we are just providing additional legal support to make sure we beef up the defense. And so there is nothing untoward in this matter. But for those who would infer and try to make it about Akyea, they are at liberty to do that, but that is not what is at stake. What is at stake is that we see that there's a calculated attempt to victimize Wontumi, to punish him politically, and as a party, we want to make sure that he gets the best of legal defense to vindicate his rights. That's really what it is. As for what other people think, we can't stop them from thinking it.
Thank you. Richard Akyea is Director of Communications for the NPP, also seeking to be its first National Vice Chair, joining us there. But Justice Abdullah, I'm going to give you the final word on this. And I referenced the position that some persons in the party are taking regarding decisions that Akyea made for and on behalf of his client about this matter of the Exim Bank plea bargain, and then what's just happened in this instance where he's been jailed 20 years. Some persons in the party thought that, look, he didn't do a good job in defending Chairman Wontumi. And then now we're hearing this morning the party giving that directive to the legal team to take over all cases. Richard Akyea says it has nothing to do with him. But would it be that simple? And would you fall to those who would draw this linkage?
Alfred, unless there's something that the NPP as a political party knows better than the Akyea and Chairman Wontumi himself, I would have done exactly what he's doing. In fact, I would have gone for plea bargain, plea deal, in respect of even the Summer Boy case. There's no way I would have allowed the matter to even go the way it has. Unless there's something else that they know that no one else does. The right thing to do when the signs are so clear, right from the year 2013, when this Summer Boy case became a whole issue. I think that if the NPP wanted to do Chairman Wontumi any good, they would have solved it back then. They wouldn't have waited all the way till this point. When President Akufo-Addo went to town defending him, thinking that he was going to be the Methuselah of Ghana, that was not how you helped Chairman Wontumi. If you really, truly, genuinely, honestly, deep down wanted to help Chairman Wontumi, the right thing to do was to have put him through this process and find a way of getting a plea deal for him. That was the best way this Wontumi could have been held. Now, having waited up to this point, the best any lawyer could do is a plea deal and not to allow for the whole case to go on trial and to its finality after this point. Of course, that is not to say that plea deal is not to go on to go to its finality, but at least you could have had something more beneficial. It would have been a win-win situation for the state and indeed for Wontumi. So that cannot be a basis to dismiss Akyea. I think that he has done a yeoman's job and he needs to be accorded the respect needed as a lawyer, as a decent and honest lawyer.
Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us.
So abuzia we ne ensema ekọ so e political highway so eye chairman Wontumi ni new lawyer Akyea sorry lawyer Atta ono na yetse ne nka eye Exim bank case in plea negotiations a ekoso no ahon sensem na akesefo ede tudwa ede ma ye beda masesem je pene kokoti sa ensem we ede ma aha eye gossip politics TV so